Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back. My name is Stuart and this is Stuart's and Stitches. Today is Monday, the 20th of October, and we are now at Flosstube number 46. So we're recording a day later. I was down in Dumfries at the Tartan retreat over the weekend, and I'll be telling you all about that as we go through the update. But first of all, welcome back. It's lovely to be here spending time with you once again, and staring at my phone and talking to you all. What better way could I start off my Monday morning? To those of you who turn up faithfully to watch and hear the musings that happen from the central belt of Scotland, welcome back. It's good to be here with you today, and we'll have the usual good stuff to share with you, plus some news on the retreat as well. So I'm busy glancing down at my notes, making sure I'm catching everything. To those of you who are newly subscribed, there's one or two of you I noticed, thank you very much for taking the time to do that, much appreciated. Hope you continue to enjoy what I'm sharing with you. Please feel free to leave a comment below, tell me what you're working on. Always interested to hear that. And to those of you who have just stumbled upon the channel through the joys of the YouTube algorithm, welcome. I hope you enjoy what I'm sharing with you. You could leave me a wee thumbs up, let me know that you like what I'm sharing. Comments are always good, always welcome. And if you do like it, please think of subscribing. You can just hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified when I record. I usually record on a weekly basis, generally on a Sunday, unless I've been away like this weekend. But usually you'll get something out of me on a Sunday. What else is there to talk about? There are various ways if you'd like to get in touch with me. I always do enjoy hearing from you all. Comments, of course, down below. Comments are great. I do enjoy the dialogue in the comments. I always like hearing what's been going on. What you've been working on while watching, and it can be, I don't mind what craft it is at all. I'm all interested in all crafts. It doesn't just need to be cross stitch, knitting, crocheting, diamond painting, colouring, all the good stuff. Please feel free to go ahead and share that. Other ways to get in touch with me are over social media ways. There's Instagram, Stuart's and Stitches, I'm on there. And there's TikTok, again, Stuart's and Stitches is the handle. And there's Gmail, stuartsandstitches@gmail.com. You'll notice a theme there. It's always good to be consistent, makes life easier for everybody, primarily me. So what else is there? So on TikTok is a new thing for me, but I'm quite enjoying that. I'm recording my temperature stitching start and finish on that one every day. I didn't over the weekend because I was away. I didn't do any temperature stitching over the weekend. But generally I will do that, and I'll also post that on Instagram, and anything else that razzles my berries on Instagram I will post there as well. Oh, excuse me, my throat's a wee bit dry. I'm talking a wee bit at the weekend. So what do we talk about today? So we have whips, just the usual really. We have whips to go through. Well, we talk about the retreat. There's some a wee bit of haul. There is a couple of bits of haul, just looking behind to see what I've got scattered around me. Got some charts through to look at. Touch on plans. And I think that should give us enough to get through this morning. I think that should be good. And then I can go get my coffee. Yes, can you believe this? I'm doing this coffeeless. God only knows what's going to happen. Anyway, let's get cracking on with the whips. So we'll start with our temperature stitching as usual. So my temperature stitching, for those of you who are new to this idea, I have 10 projects assigned 0 to 10. Oh, I haven't done the weather update yet. I'm looking out at it, thinking I've not said something. Oh, I haven't said is the weather. It's dank would be the word to describe it this morning. Dank. The har looks like it's in, and it's very grey and it's been damp. Yesterday was a very wet drive back up the road for Dumfries. Now looking at it now, it's still overcast, but it looks like the sun is trying to break through. So hopefully this will clear as the day goes on. I'll get out for a walk later. First week of the kids' October holiday break, the Tartan week, for those of you who know what that means. I remember that as a kid. I didn't actually go and do it, but I do remember folk talking about the Tartan. I don't know if it's so common nowadays. Probably not. But anyway, the kids are off this week for mid-term, you would call it in England and other strange places. Don't come at me. So temperature stitching I was talking about 0 to 9, 10 projects, and the BBC Weather app will then dictate what project I stitch on that day by the last digit of the high temperature. So it was 14, it would be 4, which for me would be Fall Fairy. So let's have a look and see what came out this week in the days that I did my temperature stitching. So first to hand is the temperatures are dropping, so there's some ones that I haven't seen the light of day for a wee while. So we have Fabulous House from Cottage Garden Sampling. So I'm just getting this sorted out so I can actually turn around and show it to you. This I started some time ago, way back, probably a year past in January, I think. So that came into the temperature stitching to give it some impetus, which it certainly got, as you will see if you haven't seen this for a while. I'm stitching this on 32 count fabric from West Green Loft Yarns, using the called for DMC, well CXC actually I'm using, plus a couple of weeks dye works in it as well, as I recall. So, let's quick squint, yes there are. I think it's Ladybug and Plymouth Rock, so a red and a grey. And let's see where we got to this week. This comes out when the temperature ends a 2, so there was a 12 a couple of times this week, hence why this came out. So there's the chart, just to let you see the chart. There we go. And here's where we are. So what did I work on? I worked on the sleigh. So I filled in the sleigh this week, and I'd finished off the outer framework. So that's now complete. So that's looking good. And then I've started doing, it's looking really good on here actually. I've did these trees and a couple of snowflakes. And we'll just build this up and fill in the gaps of snowflakes. There's a big motif up here with the red and the white. So the red's the ladybird, or ladybug, ladybird, one of the two. Big was in here. And there's a wee bit of white snowflakes going along here, and then that'll be this finished. So like I've said before, these pieces look deceptively quick on the picture. You don't think, oh, that looks alright. Then you come to the actual stitching thing, you suddenly realise, oh, this isn't going to be so quick, is it? I do love this red house, isn't it glorious? What a house for Santa. Anyway, that's Santa's house. So as I say, that came out, I think that came out a couple of days. I'll just set that back down and put it away afterwards. Then we had the naughty stitching. It's always a giggle, this. This is a piece by Tom of Finland, based on a series of his artwork called Shipwrecked. Sailor gets shipwrecked on an island, meets the island resident, and they become friends. And they become very good friends, as you will be able to interpret. I can't actually show you direct, because I think I would get thrown off YouTube for that. Hence why there is a very quizzical looking owl keeping things safe for us all. So here's where this one is. So this week I worked along here. So we're filling in the pec muscles here. I finished off the shoulders in there the other week there. Just bringing this up and slowly working along. It's looking very good. I'm very pleased how that's turned out. For something that's monochromatic like this, well, not monochromatic, but shades of grey, shall we say. Actually, that's rather appropriate when I think about that. Moving on. It's very effective how the details are coming out. So this has been stitched on 28 count fabric 2/2 using the provided DMC threads. So this comes out when the day ends in a 4. So there we are. So that got to, well, I think I got a couple of hundred stitches into that last week. What else came out? The wee birdies were out this week. It was a cold week. This comes out when the temperature hits 11. So this is Cardinal Kin from Plum Street. This came out a couple of years ago. So I've been just working away at this one. We're getting there. This has been stitched on I've even got the label in the bag for this one. This has been stitched on a piece of 32 count chalk from West Green Loft Yarns, hand-dyed linen. When I was in our Fabric of the Month club. And I'm using the called for threads, which is a mixture of DMC and Weeks Dye Works and General Arts. No, just Weeks Dye Works and DMC is what we're looking at there. You get a sneak peek. Just flashed up on your screen. Right, let's see where we are. So, here's where we are. What did we do? So we put in the wee dots of white on Mummy. We've stitched Baby now with his lovely little crown, his wee tuft up the top there. We put in a couple of snowflakes just to get up to the 100 odd stitches one day. So there's something down there and there's something here. So that's good progress on that, very pleased with that. So it's not too long to go. The rest of this is just leaves and snowflakes, and this will be done. It's looking good. Happy days. I do love Daddy at the bottom there. So, that's that one. There is a mistake there, which the eagle-eyed among you might spot, but I'm doing absolutely nothing about it. Not a thing will be done. It involves too much unpicking, and I can live with it. I'll make it work. So there we are. This is one of my bags, one of my favourite fabrics. Oh yes, I did this. I just had an off-cut left. It wasn't enough to do it in the normal way when I was applying the fabric, so because it was just good for me, I just used it in Portrait. One of the Chinese peacocks or Japanese peacocks. Love this bag. Very nice vinyl front, nice and colourful. Love it. Right, so that came out, and finally, Fall Fairy from Dimensions. There we go. You're seeing much the same things every week, but I hope you still like this and it's not getting too boring for you. Do let me know if there's anything else you'd fancy seeing or want me to talk about. Anything new you want to see in the updates, please. All suggestions are welcome. I'm happy just showing what I've got just now and all that. But if there's more you want to see, then please do drop a note. A lot of you were commenting positively on the idea of a finished parade, so we'll be doing that. I'll do that as a separate video, a standalone one, I think, because there's quite a few, so I think it justifies being by itself. And we can walk through those and have a chat about them and enjoy seeing them. And I'll enjoy revisiting with them. Right, here we are. Where did we work this time, actually? Let me remind. Oh yes, I know where I worked. The needle is a clue where the needle is with what's on it. So here we are. This has been stitched on everything that came with the kit. Oh, wait a minute, you'll see it all. Hang on. Just I'll angle that a little bit differently. There we are. That's better. Right. There we go. This has been stitched in the 16 count Ada that was provided with the provided dimensions threads, and it's looking very good. So I've done this week when it came out, I was working over in the tree here. Hence why the needle is, because I'd got to where I needed to be, so just stopped, as one does. So that's looking good. Happy with the colours on this and how it's turning out. So we'll just keep plugging away at it. I'm looking forward to Aurora Cabin making an appearance. It came into temperature stitching and has never been out yet. But the temperatures are dropping now, so it'll be unlikely to come out as a 19, but it should come out as a 9 fairly soon, I think. Not too soon, but well, I think it's in the cards. Right, so there was that. So what else is there to show you? Frost and Velvet, which I stitch about 4 days a week. Now, you're saying to yourself, Stuart, why do you stitch that 4 days a week? And Stuart says back to you, I'm so glad you asked, because I can now tell you. I stitch this as part of Andrew, the Runner Stitcher's Whip Into Shape challenge, which he's doing in conjunction with his marathon training. Andrew was going to run the Sydney Marathon and started training for that in May with the idea of running that in September. Life happened, events overtook him, and as such he wasn't able to run the Sydney Marathon, sadly. However, not being one to let the grass grow under his feet, he picked himself up and decided to run the New York Marathon instead in November. It's either the end of this month or the start of November, whatever that first weekend looks like. And so he is still continuing his training, and the idea behind the Whip Into Shape challenge, you pick a whip that you wanted to whip into shape, as he is doing in his training for himself. And he has also taken part of the challenge. He's doing Jacob's Fruits of Plenty stitch along from a few years ago, and it's looking tremendous. Was that every day for that, when he was training, you would do 10 stitches for every mile he trains, or for however long he runs each day, you would stitch on your whip for that length of time. And you could do it daily, or combine it all, consolidate it, and just do it at the end of the week, or during the week as and when the totals come in. I decided that I would, to make it easier or more straightforward for my little brain, that I would just stitch 100 stitches on a piece every day that he actually trains, which generally is 4 days a week. He's very sensible and has 3 rest days, and does a long run at the weekend. I think the long runs are tapering off now as we come towards the end of this, and he's preserving his strength now for the actual final push. So, all that to tell you that I am working on a piece by Stitches So Beautiful. So I'm just reaching to get my tablet, and then I can show you what I'm working on. Stitches So Beautiful called Frost and Velvet, which is a Santa. We're our pattern keeper. And I'll just scroll down through my mini charts. Here we are. View mock-up. Still got this able to rotate? Yes, we do. There we go. That is Frost and Velvet from Stitches So Beautiful. A lovely, lovely Santa. And I'm down just at his hand holding the wee crook there. So it's looking very good. So this is now reached. I'll give you a progress update on it. There we go. Turn that around normal way. Right. So this has now had 4,589 stitches in it, out of 360,000, giving it a grand total of 1.27%. We've breached the 1%, and we're heading towards 5,000 stitches, which is very good, exciting. So, put tablet back in place, and let's see what it's like. So this has been stitched on a piece of 28 count gridded even weave, 1/1 full cross using CXC threads, and here's where we are. So I'm doing this cross country over the page and just filling in each row of the page and then moving up onto the next row as it completes. So it's looking really good. So most of this week's work was in the blue, bringing up this and filling in across in the ermine cloak. But it's looking very, very good. I'm very happy with how that's turned out. You can see the knuckles in his hand that are wrapped around holding the crook just now, which is very good. I love the detail in this. It does please me. So there you are. Frost and Velvet from Stitches So Beautiful. This week I think I'm not going to stitch it every day. I think I'm just going to pick it up and keep it on the stand until 400 stitches or thereby are into it. And that'll be my commitment for the week, and that one done. Which is good. The other 2 pieces, one was stitched on during the week, plus also at the retreat, and one was my retreat stitching. So I shall show you, put my teeth in, the piece that I was working on during the weekend that I also took with me. This is a lovely Halloween piece by Doreen Jones. Hang on, let me just get to it. On the trusty tablet, this is my OneDrive. This is called "'Tis the Season to Be Spooky." And I'll just get to the picture, which is what we all want to see. Zoom out a little bit. Here we go. And there we are. I look at this and realise just how much I've actually done on it. Because it's folded up, I don't see so much. There we are. But it's looking very good. So that's what it will look like. I'm stitching this in a piece of 28 count lovely fabric from Sparklies, from Kate at Sparklies. And here's where we are, and it's looking so good. So this week, over the course of the week, I finished off these climbing leaves here and did the back stitch. I can just see it there with the swirl round. Finished off Spooky, put in the cobweb and the spider, which is looking very, very good. Although you may have seen that last week, I can't remember now. Then we just came up, did this bar across the skeletons, and 'tis the season, so we've got 2B in there. Stitching these, well, it's not skeletons, it's skulls. Stitching these was fun and games, because I was stitching it, and I was looking at it thinking, I have no idea if I'm actually stitching it. What is this? It was only when I finished putting the black in, and I kind of sat back a bit, I thought, oh, it's a skull. Fancy that. And then I've started putting in this word season here, as you can see. I love the way these letters are. I love these letters outlined in the black, and I love how this is kind of framed, shadowed with the black. So done that. So at the retreat I did AS, and I did the black outlines there plus this bit. And last night when I came home before I was falling asleep, I was tired last night. Did that orange on the O there. So that's coming along really nicely. I'm very happy with how that looks. So we'll keep that going for a day or two, methinks. Even Carl likes this one. He's fast asleep just now. You know, looking after he was finding for himself over the weekend. Seems to have survived. He was up and doing by the time I got home yesterday. Well, might be. That was about 4:30, 4:45 or something like that, I think. Right, the last piece I've got to show you is one that I started at the Tartan retreat. Well, that's not true actually. It was nearly a new start at the Tartan retreat, but if I'm going away somewhere on a new start, I actually like to have it started before I go. So I've done all the hard work of counting it out and knowing where I'm starting about the first few stitches in, and I know where I am on it. So when I get there, I just slap it on the frame and crack on. So technically I started it last Wednesday, I think, but I'm taking it as a new start at the retreat. Sarah had posted up if anybody had any charts by Rose Can that they were working on, would they be willing to bring them along to work? So I thought, well, I got one kitted up as part of my vouchers from Sarah from the Crystal Club that she runs. I could bring that and start it. That then caused a whole flurry of activities. I thought, okay, I have it kitted, I have absolutely no idea where it is. So there was a great scurrying around, opening of cupboard doors and emptying of boxes, rummaging through shelves, until eventually the cry was heard, I've got it, I've got it. And there we are, it was found. What was lost was found. So the piece I'm working on is Dragon Race Into the Night. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. And I did a centre start in this. I don't know what took me, but I decided just for a fun and fancy to please old Nancy, I would do a centre start, and I did exactly that. So that I was in here, which was fun. And I'm doing this cross country within the page, as you will see. Stitching this on 28 count, 2/1/10 stitch using DMC threads as provided by Sarah in the kit. Let me get this up. So I was working away at it, thinking this. All I've got here is just a random collection of stitches. It's not looking at anything that will ever coalesce. Well, it finally did, a little bit. So here's where we are. And the bit that coalesced was down here. This is actually the dragon's head. I realised, and his wee whiskers trailing. So I was very pleased about that. And this is a kind of wing of another dragon. So I was very pleased with progress now. The rest of it just looks random just now till it all fills in, but I was delighted with my progress on this. So I don't know how many stitches I got in over the course of the weekend, let me tell you. Pattern Keeper, that'll be that one. Pull up the stats, and we have 1,878 stitches out of 536,350. It's not a small piece, sorry, you're looking at me, not this. This is what you want to see. You don't want to see me. 536,350 stitches, giving a total of 0.35% in progress. So I was delighted with that. Happy days. So we'll keep going at that. I'm not sure when I like working that, but we'll keep it to hand, since we now have it found and it's on a frame. And colours in this are gorgeous, by the way. Let me just... Well, first of all, let me just put that somewhere. And I'll haul up the bag with the threads. There you go. That's the thread pack. Isn't it lovely? Lots of lovely colour purples and greens and all the nice things. So I'm just going to put the picture back in, then everything is kept safe. Get in there. Oh, thank you. Right, so that was all the stitching for the week, which was good. I'm very happy with that. I had quite a lot done, which surprised me, especially as I was away at a retreat. I got a lot done at the retreat. I kind of sat my arse down in the seat and barely moved apart from to go and get tea and coffee and biscuits, or when we were getting fed with our meals. Which brings me on to a wee bit of retreat chat. So I headed off down to Dumfries on Friday afternoon, got into Dumfries about 2:30, and who did I meet first of all in the car park but Lynn, the Lancashire Stitcher, who I have watched for a good amount of time on Flosstube, but never ever had the joy of meeting in real life. And there she was. So that was nice. And Lynn sat with us at the weekend. She was at my table, so that was lovely. So I got to spend time with Lynn, which was great fun. Seeing her stitching and having a good blether with her, so that was great. All told, there was about 35 to 40 of us, I think. I also met somebody I hadn't seen for about 35 years, more than 30 years, I think it was. And this young lady addressed me over the dinner table saying, "This is going to sound random, but are you Stuart?" And I was thinking, yes, that's me. And then she explained why she was asking. We'd met many years ago at our two churches used to run events together for for the young people. By young people, I think I was in my early 20s in those days, or even younger actually. And we'd met then and hadn't seen each other since. I was gobsmacked that I can't go anywhere. So it was lovely to meet you again, Vivian. Just drop your name in there and drop your right in it. What else was there to talk about? Lots and lots of lovely stitching, lots of inspiration there. I've done a video of the finished table, which I will post after this. I don't think I can merge it with this because it throws off the orientation. As much as I might have wanted to, the orientation of it. Sorry, somebody's just pulled up a flatbed truck outside and louped into it. I think there's girding around one of the houses just out my sight. Hang on, I'll look in the mirror if I can see it that way. Aye, there is. There's scaffolding, I think, must be coming down. There could be a wee bit of clanking, but the windows are closed, so it should be alright. Aye, there was some gorgeous stitching going on. And so I've taken a video of the finished table, which I'll share as a wee separate update at the end of this. I've got some pictures, which I'll put here and sort of, you'll see them coming in and out. Just to give you a wee look at some of the lovely pieces that were on the table. And what else? If you want to see some more pictures, if you're following Lynn, Stitcher Lynn on Facebook, she's just posted up a gallery of pictures as well from the finished table, which are lovely to see. What else happened? Oh, we had the raffle. Oh, the main prize of that was another Rose Can kit, the Magic Study, the rainbow version, and it was beautiful. And that wasn't won by me, much as I would have liked it. But the lassie that did win it, she absolutely tickled pink, and it has gone to such a good person, I think, because they are going to be stitching it, which is brilliant. It's another huge piece, so that'll be good. One of the highlights for me was seeing, it wasn't a chatelaine, but it is like a chatelaine by somebody called Tutu, and this one is the Grand Circus, and oh my, it's very chatelaine-like in its style, but it's a very modern take on it, and it is gorgeous. The beads on it and the sparkle and the bling. Every time I went to get a cup of coffee and I passed it, every time when I was coming back, it just catches your eye. Beautiful piece. So Josie loved it and can't wait till I actually get my hands on one of her charts. You'll see that. I think I've got pictures to show you, so I'll put that up as well. Actually, that was talked about where 28 minutes roughly. 28 for the tattoo piece, so you'll know which one I'm talking about. I'll put that one of the two bits. What else was there at the retreat? The raffle was good. Food was tremendous. Oh, the breakfast and the holiday. I was doing the scales this morning. I thought, I might not have brought back stash, but I certainly brought back more of me. Well, that'll come off this week. We'll just be a bit mindful of our eating this week, I think. But, oh, it's good. Such a good retreat. And if you've never been to a retreat and you're contemplating the idea, please just do it. Get yourself signed up onto a waiting list. And life happens, people drop out, and you'll almost guarantee to get onto a retreat. Once you're on the waiting list, you're good to go. Who else was there? I met Kate from Lakeside, which is good. It was lovely to meet. It's lovely to put a face to a name, so that was always good. Hi, Kate. I don't know if you watch or not, but hello. She brought us a lovely little gift as well for everybody. This nice DMC box. And there was a nice embroidery chart inside as well. So that was nice. So that'll be a handy thing to store. One of my table mates, Lynn, brought floss drops. So I have a nice little bundle of 20 floss drops. Do like a floss drop. So they're rather nice, and there's a wee tag in the back to write your number on. So thank you, Lynn, for those. Much appreciated. I think that's all to tell you about the retreat. In general, it was good fun. Lovely to meet people, great companionship, and nice to meet new stitchers as well. There was some friends who go to the Scottish Stitching Retreat, who I'll be seeing again in about 4 weeks' time. But it was lovely to meet new people, new stitchers, and seeing everything they're working on. So thank you to all who were there. Thank you for giving me such a wonderful weekend. I had a lovely time. Sarah, who organised it from Pain Free Crafts, thank you for your hard work in it. Really enjoyed myself, and I'll be back in 2 years' time, assuming I got onto it. I shall certainly be applying to get onto it. So there we are. And if you've not been to a retreat and you're thinking about it, like I say, do it. Just do it. Sign up. You'll walk through that door feeling really nervous. That'll vanish in about the first 5 minutes once you settled in and realise you're amongst your tribe. It is wonderful. So, enough said about that. As I say, there'll be some pictures going up here and there over this little segment, and I'll post up my video that I took for the finish table when I sneaked in early one morning before everybody else was in and just rattled my way along the table. Right, what else are we on to? Haul. We've got a bit of haul to talk about today. So one of our favourites of the month came in from Crafty Kate. So this was the August one. I think I'm still waiting for the September one to come in, which I'm sure will be in the next few days or so. So this is a lovely 28 count opalescent. Is this linen or even weave? This is even weave. Nice. That's a nice kind of pink colour, which is, I'm sure I will find some. I have no idea what I'm going to put on it yet. I never do, but it will come into use. Nice bit of modelling going on. Let's see. There we go. So happy with that. So that arrived. And the other thing that arrived, I'll just sit that there just now, is living in my nice Halloween bag from Pauline at Sobe Bags. What have we got in here? So this is a Teresa Wentzler kit that I got from, I think it was Everything Cross Stitch. So it's not long ago I'd mentioned that there's a couple of Teresa Wentzler charts I'm desperate to get my hands on, or kits. This one being one, and the other being the Fortunate Traveller, which is, I think, that's going to be looking for hen's teeth, because it's one of the dragon ones. So if I find that, that'll be a day of dancing around. But this one was Lady of Shalott. There we are. I'll hold it straight so you can actually see the picture. So that popped through the door last week. Tammy, you sent me the link for this, so thank you very much for that. For your diligent research, and then encouraging and enabling to get it, which I was very, very pleased to do. So this is nowhere near as tidy as when it arrived, because of course I've been fiddling around and looking, but it's all kitted up. Here's the threads, all sorted. I think these are DMC. Don't care, their threads are there and they're lovely. All organised for me. As you know with Teresa Wentzler, we're talking blends. So these are the palette that you're working from to create all the blends. There's a nice piece of 28 count, something going on. Although I think there was a bit of paper inside here that told me what the something was. Oh, there is. 28 count tea-dyed even weave for the Lady of Shalott. And that's the floss list. So that's what I got. Very reasonably priced as well, and it came from America, and it came quite quickly, to be honest. And so that's again the thread list, and there's the key, which is kind of double the thread list really, because of all the blends. That's the key in the instructions, and the charting is fine. It's clear. I can read it as always. Lots of blends, lots of back stitch, lots of fancy stitches. I'm just looking at the back here. We've got what stitches have we got? Apart from your cross stitch and back stitches, we've got Algerian eyes and diamond eyelets. So nothing too onerous there, just lots of it. So that came this week and I'm absolutely delighted with it. So Tammy, thank you so much. Very pleased with that, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it. And there's some, there's beads here as well. Got a wee packet of Mill Hill Petites, is it? Petite glass beads, 40557. So, there we are. I'll wrangle that back into the bag later on when I'm not on camera, because of that realised disaster. Right, where are we at? 35 minutes, we're doing not bad. So I've been to the shelf, my lovely shelf of surprises, and hauled a few more things off to share with you. Charts and some kits actually this time. So let's have a look. Let's see what we've got today. So talking to Mill Hill, the first one up off the bat is a Mill Hill kit, Charmed Santa Face. And there we are. That's that kind of Eastern Orthodox look about him. And of course comes all the beads and all the threads. So, again, I forgot I had this. A common plaint. Then we've got some Plum Street coming up. Oh, I remember getting these. I got these three as a winner from Peakside. So first one is Winter Moon. These aren't kitted up yet. So we've got Winter Moon with the nice hair. I think these are part of a series if I recall. This is the only one I've got. Quite a comprehensive thread list as well on the back there. Quite a lot going on in this piece. Must be quite a big one. 149 by 168. Aye. It is quite a biggie. Where am I going to put you? You can sit there. We've got the Salem sampler next. Again, quite a big one. This is 168 by 185. I should have started this year. I mean, it's a very appropriate time of year for stitching a Salem sampler. These are all fairly well known, I think. I think I've seen people with these before. I do like a Plum Street. Paulette's charts are lovely. And she covers all the bases. I mean, there's some don't appeal to me, but then there's others that I'm just yeah, just keep bringing it on. This one is Salem Mini Moon. So the hare or the rabbit jumping over the moon, or jumping over something anyway, jumping over the cauldron. There's a moon up there. And this is 72 by 81, so it's a wee bit smaller, which is nice. It'll make a nice cushion. The Salem sampler, again, comprehensive list of goodies. So it makes die works with DMC alternatives plus the actual DMC that's called for. And this is stitched 168 by 185. These came out last year, yes, I was right. Copyright 23, 24, 24. Right, next up we have another Mirabilia. Oh yes, this is lovely. Let me take this one out. This is from Arts and Designs as usual. Well, we've seen the new Mira that came out, by the way. Is it Daphne she's called or something like that? Yeah, that'll be right on my list of things to get. I think that's one of the task days to message Anne at Arts and Designs, say, can you get that for me, please? And any fancy stuff that's needed, and just bring it up to the Tartan retreat, the Scottish stitching retreat when you come up, please. This is Goddess Garden. I love this. I think this is gorgeous. It's very unusual. To me, this is not your typical Mirabilia, but I love it. I saw this being stitched. There's a lady called Eileen in one of the Mira groups stitched this. She made a few amendments to it, and the outcome was beautiful. I mean, that piece of work that she created was stunning. Mine won't be anywhere near that. I'll just be doing what the chart tells me to do. But it's a lovely chart. What else have I got in here? I've just got I've got the bead pack. So that's good. Lots of beads as one would expect. And I've got some threads by the look of it. Yes, I do. I do. Let's see what we've got in here. We've got a spool of Krennic. That's guard that with your life. And some water lilies by the look of it. Yeah, some beautiful silks. I do like Karen water lilies. What have we got? The Pine Forest. We've got Espresso. Thinking I need coffee. We've got Olive Grove, a lovely variegation in Olive Grove. And finally we've got Glacier. So there we go. Aren't they lovely? And then there's a full raft of DMCs needed as well, which is fine. I have them master set, so we're all good. Aye, there's the list. So that's nice. I was kind of semi-aware I had this, but I hadn't realised I had so much of it, which is great. When did I buy that? Actually, I've still got the invoice here. September 23. I was obviously very keen to start on it. Can you tell? So let's get that back in here. Alright, so I'm just fighting to get it back into its little bag. Come on, in you go, be good. Don't do this to me. Right, there we go. All safe. I'm glad I found that. That might inspire a start, you never know. Well, one young woman there started one of Drin's fairy princess, I think it's Belle. Oh, beautiful it was, beautiful. And she was telling me it's the first time she's stitched in about a year because she's kind of moving between England and Scotland just now a lot, and there's a lot going on with that. But she now has a sitting room that is functional up here. So she says, "Oh, it was great. I was able to get my stand out and get my stitching out, and yeah, I've got all these whips." No, we had a new start, and our new start was lovely. So it was lovely to meet you. I think you were Emma when I think about it. And happy stitching. Keep going with that piece. It was looking gorgeous. Right, next one up is a la-di-da. I won't show you the back because it's a chart. Yes, you didn't see that. That's good. This is called Which Witch, which looks like it's all black. I'm just looking at the symbols. Yeah, it looks like it's all monochrome. So we'll just see if we can find something to do with that. That could be a mixture of black and black étoile. Because Fiona, who was sitting next to me, she had the full étoile set, and I'm looking thinking, ooh. So I was trying with that. I thought I'd do the ghosts in my Halloween piece here. The white ghosts in it with a strand of the étoile and a strand of white, but the étoile for white is actually grey, which makes no sense in my head. However, so that idea is out the window, but I knew that because Fiona showed me the étoile set, and I thought, oh, they're lovely. I could be sorely tempted to get a set of those. Right, next one up is Spring Quaker by From the Heart. I think I'm the third recipient of this chart. It just hasn't been started yet. I think I got this. This landed on me the same year as I was doing all my monthly Quakers. I think I was Quakered out, but I'm kind of getting over that now. It's maybe time to start another Quaker. And this is a lovely one. I've seen it stitched as well. It's lovely stitched up, that. And we have another Halloween piece. This beauty is Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow from Carriage House Sampling. This is a well-known one. Which is actually, that'd be nice to split up over a year, so doing it as 12, which I'm sure people have done. I'm not the originator of that idea. Because there's 12, well, there's 11, but the middle witches there could be split in two to give you a 12. So it's quite a big piece, that. But that, I think that would be great fun. Yeah, I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. Oh, and this, I'd forgotten I had this. I'm not going to take this out its pack because it's just too much going on. This is a Jane Greenough piece. It's called Jane Greenough's Special Counted Collection. It's in strawberry, let's see, I believe that. The Strawberry Sampler book, which is this. It's a wee needle book. Well, it's not even a needle book. It's a wee folio of different stitching turned into a little booklet of fabric. So each page has something on it to stitch, and it's a learning exercise as well. There's cut work in there. There's hem stitch around here. There's the actual turning it into the book. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's heavy. There's lots of pages of information, and there's your threads all sorted with the linen as well. So it comes with, it tells me, assorted linens, pre-sorted stranded cottons, gold-plated needles, space dyed no less, 12-ply silk, ribbons, pearly threads, seed pearls, seed beads, silk lining, charts, and fully illustrated instructions. So that will be a labour of love. And it's very well presented and put together, and it's very, very clear. I've had this out to have a look at it, of course. So that's the shelf, the content, well, some of the contents of the shelf today. Put that credit back in, don't want to lose that. It came from this. So that's what was on the shelf. Lots of goodies, isn't that nice? So that's us done haul. So we're coming to the end. Our time together is drawing to a close for the week. So plaids, what am I going to stitch on this week? That's a very good question, to be honest. Temperature stitching for us in velvet, of course. I think today's temperature stitching was 13, which is 3 Blue Moon Fairy will be coming up onto my needle need stand. Probably more in 'Tis the Season to be Spooky, and we'll see what else we might throw into that mix. So that's the plans for the week. So I think that's everything I want to talk about. Slightly shorter this week, I'm not quite sure why that is. 46 minutes for that, so that's okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to share with you at the moment, so we'll wind up there. As always, please do get in touch over email, stuartandstitches@gmail.com, over Instagram at stuartandstitches just Stuarts and Stitches, and I'm also on TikTok at Stuarts and Stitches. All these links will be below somewhere in the description box for you to click on if you're interested. Leave comments, please. Do leave the comments. You know much, Carol, I enjoy the comments. I usually manage to reply to you all, so thank you for taking the time for that. It is much appreciated. Thank you for your continued support of my stitching, which I love. And I think that's it. I'll be back next Sunday, back to normal next week. I'm away on Saturday for a day stitching, but I'll tell you all about that on Sunday. Yeah, you do nothing for weeks, and then it's like buses 3 come along at once, because I've just done the Tartan retreat. I've got the day next week, at the weekend, and then about 3 weeks after that, I've got the Scottish stitching retreat at Castle Carey in Cumbernauld. It's a busy time for us stitchers. I think this is kind of retreat season. I was listening to them talking. There's with the Chatelaine retreat, there's been Essex Needles retreat, there's I think the Yorkshire stitching retreat will be coming up if it hasn't already happened. It's usually around about the same time as the Scottish one. So it's that time of year. However, whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it, happy stitching, have great fun, and I'll be back next week to tell you some more. Bye.